Lillian Garcia did the ring introductions for NXT tonight, which started off with the tag team championships on the line as Brad Baylor and Ricky Smokes, representing the Vanity Project, defended their NXT tag team championships against the team of Sean Legacy and Dorian Van Dukes, DVD. I thought this was a fun opening matchup. There was a lot of interference by Jackson Drake and Maya Lockwood, also of the Vanity Project, and that led to the Vanity Project retaining their tag team titles. I thought this was a fun opening tag match. We go backstage. Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights were watching the back and reacting to the results. And then this awful character, this loser, Cam Hendricks, walked in. I don't give a fuck about this guy. What's his gimmick? He's trying to be some wannabe Heisman college athlete. Why are you in NXT? Why are you trying to be a wrestler? His whole thing is, I'm the Heisman and shit. Motherfucker. Or he's trying to be prime time. Oh, I've never seen that gimmick before. Someone trying to imitate Deion Sanders. Ooh, I've never seen a wrestler do that. Like, what the fuck is this guy? He's nothing. There's nothing to Cam Hendricks. Oh, anyways, he sucks. Trish and Angels was in makeup backstage, and we went to commercial break. Backstage, OTM confronted Shaquan Sugars, who wanted them to be his partners next week, as he has a 6-man tag team match against Dark State, his former team, and they refused, and then they were confronted by Birthright afterwards. Trish and Angels was in the ring. He cut a promo on Shiloh Hill before he smashed his fake tooth. So he took the fake tooth from last week and just stomped on it on the steel steps. Then Shiloh appears on screen, and this absolutely sucked. Shiloh now has these Undertaker type powers where he can control lightning and smoke in the arena, and it looks fucking terrible. A whole bunch of women were arguing in Robert Stone's office when Natalia and her crew walked in, as Lizzie was arguing with Izzy Dame in the office. And then Stone makes an impromptu Fatal 4-Way match for the NXT Women's North American Championship. So lazy, just lazy writing. It's like, oh, how do we pick bring up this? How do we set up this random Fatal 4-Way match for the Women's Championship? Oh, look, let's just have Stone have a bunch of women arguing in his office, and he's just going to reward them with a championship match that none of them earned. So stupid and so lazy. Tate Wilder was out next. Then Naraku came out afterwards. We got Naraku against Tate Wilder. So, as you'd expect, Naraku picked up a decisive win. And then Shoni D'Angelo attacked Naraku after the match, as referees and security guards had to separate them, one of which was actually misted by Naraku. It was a guard. And it looked pretty good. I think it was red mist tonight. Hank and Tank were talking to EK Prosper backstage, and then Saquon Sugars tries to recruit them for the match. They refused. I'm not a fan of this guy. This whole thing with him and the baseball bat, I don't think this is going to work with Sugars. There's really not much to him. Izzy Dame was in the ring, followed by Lizzie Rain, and then Zarya came out, and we got the NXT Women's North American Championship defended in a Fatal 4-Way match. Zarya defending her title against Izzy Dame, Lizzie Rain, and Izzy Dame, Lizzie Rain. That rhymes, isn't it? Maybe they can be a tag team. And Nikita Lyons, who I'm shocked is still with this company. I'm not going to lie. So Natty and Carmen interfered, only to be fought off by Jada Parker, the homewrecker, Jada Parker, homewrecker. I shouldn't be too mean, but yeah. I don't think her reputation is very good right now in the last couple of weeks of what happened. Anyway, Zarya pins Nikita Lyons after an F5. She hit it and then pinned her. So she retained her title in a meaningless match. Saquon Sugars was talking to Kendall Gray and Ren Sinclair in the cafe. I don't know if he's trying to recruit them. And then it wasn't long before Lola Vice walked up to Kendall Gray and told her we're not finished. And I'll just say it right now. It shows this as my thumbnail because I assume we're getting that rematch eventually. And it looked kind of hot. I'm not going to lie. Lola looks good. Kendall looks good. Ren looks good. I like it. Anyway. Jackson Drake was out next with the Vanity Project. And then Tony D'Angelo confronted Robert Stone in his office after the break. He wants Naraku. A rematch will take place next week, and no stipulation was announced at this moment. Tavion Heights was out next, and we get Jackson Drake against Tavion Heights. Okay match. Jackson Drake got the win. They're building up a big turn in which Tavion Heights is going to formally turn on. What I mean by that is like more like he kind of did last time when he told him off, but he's going to do like a real heel attack on Miles Bourne, and that's going to set up another match between the two of them. It feels like everything from the Great American Bash, all the matches are going to be rematched very soon. We got a video promo for Rena Falcone. She debuts next week. Her thing was she was focusing on being the first Dominican wrestler to WWE. I know Lola Vice isn't the first Cuban wrestler. She is the first female Cuban wrestler, but I guess that's something that she has. Rena Falcone, better known perhaps as Nikki Blackheart, but this is her new name, and I actually kind of like it. And she has a good look to her, I have to say, and she'll debut next week, and she is going to murder Skylar Grey. Saquon Sugars tried to recruit two just bums. I don't know. Noam Dar and his new protege, whatever. I hate these guys. These guys suck. Eventually, they agreed to it. Like, oh, God, the match is going to suck next week. It's going to be a slog to sit through that shit. So Ren Sinclair and Kendall Gray were talking backstage about who Kendall wants. She actually mentions Callie Armstrong, who confronted her, walked by her, made some comments to her. And as Callie was walking, Jada Parker was standing around. And then she says something to her. They kind of have brief words before Callie walks off. And then Natty, Carmen, and Nikita jump Jada backstage. And they beat her up. Camera cut pretty quickly. And it sets up Natty and Jada again next week. Eventually, this has to culminate in the NXT Underground, where I wouldn't be surprised if Natty beats Jada again. I think what could happen is Layla Diggs turns on Natty and aligns herself with Jada, but I think eventually the blow-off for this match, maybe it's not so Heatwave, is NXT Underground. I would love a dungeon match, and we'll never get that. That'd be pretty cool. Or a Lions Den match, not a dungeon match, a Lions Den match. Probably not going to happen. Then Kalani Jordan was out next. The announcers preview next week's show. Lola Vice was out after her. And then we went to a break. We got an NXT focus on Sean Spears. And he was actually cutting this kind of like a promo at Full Sail University. He said Izzy and Nico reminded him of wrestlers who would come out when they would wrestle at Full Sail. Of course, that's when he was Ty Dillinger. Man, I miss Full Sail. I hope we get another homecoming this year. Last year's homecoming was a lot of fun. That was last September. I really enjoyed that. Hopefully we get another one this year. That was a lot of fun. I just missed that NXT, not really the black and gold era, like where it was like heavily indie wrestling, like the ROH NXT. Like the earlier NXT when I first started watching, when I first saw all these young stars who would go on to the main roster, most of them. A lot of them had success. I'm very nostalgic for that time. There's almost a sense of comfort I get because like I remember watching them, looking at all these young faces, and I wonder who's going to become big on the main roster, and so many of them did. It's kind of like it's fun looking back just to see who did well, maybe who didn't. But I really like that old like 2014, 2015 NXT type period. Before they brought in like all the big indie guys and just became an indie promotion. Yeah, people love that. That's fine. But I like that NXT before a little bit better. Anyway, going back, hopefully they come back to Full Sail this year. Anyway, they announced more matches for next week. Callie Armstrong came out next, and man, she's trying so hard to be Bianca Belair. It's like, oh, like I know you're inspired. You probably liked her a lot, but it's too much. It's like too similar to Bianca, and it comes off as like a knockoff, like the Temu knockoff. I feel the same way with Layla Diggs trying to be Sasha Banks. It's like, I'm not a fan of it. Anyway, we got the main event, the NXT Women's Championship, #1 contenders triple threat match. Lola Vice against Kalani Jordan against Callie Armstrong. And wow, there's a good-looking woman. Kalani is hot, but holy fuck, Lola Vice is hot. Jesus Christ. So there was a lot of pinfall counters in this match. Lola hit the spinning back fist to Callie, and then like Kalani kicked Lola, and then she hit a 450 on Callie, which looked good. But then Lola like kicked Kalani off, and then like Lola just like collapsed into the cover onto Callie Armstrong and pinned her 1-2-3, and she is the number one contenders again. And she will face Kendall Gray in a rematch. That'll be a big match, not next week, but in the future. That'll be a rematch after after Kendall. A lot of women have to start with have K as their first letter in their name, so kind of get some of them confused. But Kendall will face Lola in a rematch. That should be fun. Maybe Lola goes to the main roster after SummerSlam. Anyways, the announcers, as Lola's music was playing, she was celebrating. That's when the announcers preview next week's show again. And then we go to the parking lot where they cut away and they said something was going on. Vic Joseph did. And then we saw Choni, D'Angelo, and The Rock fighting in the parking lot. That's when Robert Stone walks out actually. He's very upset, so he makes next week a street fight for the NXT Championship. Maybe Evil is coming next week. I think eventually he's going to get some friends, Naraku is, and we're going to get a host of torture in NXT. And I'm expecting Naraku to win the NXT Championship. I said that for the first match. I thought Choni would win the first match, then Naraku would eventually get the belt from him. I think that might happen next week. We might get a new NXT champion crowned on the show. But overall, I thought this was a good show tonight. And I'm looking forward to next week. I thought they did a good job of setting up some matches in the future. Has a good card for next week, at least most of the matches. I thought tonight most of the stuff was good, but there was some stuff I don't like, as you can tell in my review. But overall, I thought NXT was a good show tonight.